Right now I'm in Kotor, Montenegro, which is surrounded by big ass mountains on one side and the Mediterranean Sea on the other one. And in this video we're gonna take a better look at the old coastal town of Kotor. So it's 6:30 p.m. and I'm in the gorgeous Mediterranean port town of Kotor. And this place is in a really tiny inlet in Montenegro, right next to the mountains. For those of you who don't know, Montenegro actually literally means black mountains. And you can probably tell that from all the mountains surrounding you no matter where you go in this place. This place has been a very strategic port for a long time because of its location. And if you take a look around, you'll probably see fortifications or walls and castles built over the last 2,000 years, from everyone to the Byzantines to the Austrians and the Ottomans, but primarily built by the Venetians. When you think about Venice now, you probably think about that city in northern Italy with the boats and a lot of really cute building and architecture. But back in the day, Venice used to be a kingdom of itself that used to control a huge part of this Adriatic coast. So they spent a lot of time building the fortifications over here. Enough about that, let's go check out the old town of Kotor. I'm in front of the Kotor Cathedral, which is one of the most important buildings in the whole city. This is one of the two Roman Catholic cathedrals in the town of Kotor and was consecrated almost 900 years ago. And it's definitely one of the finer works of architecture. This was actually destroyed several times by several big earthquakes that happened on the coast of Montenegro, but restored each time. It still looks pretty damn good. Although there's only like 15,000 people or less than that living in Kotor right now, this place has been inhabited by people for more than 2,100 years. And the age of this town is very evident by the narrow alleys that you have to go through whenever you want to go to anywhere in this town. It looks a lot like Harry Potter, to be honest. So the old town itself is completely walled off and fortified on all sides. One really cool thing about Kotor's walls is that you can actually get on top of them. Not all of the wall is preserved, so it's not like Dubrovnik where you can walk around the entire city. But there is this one tower sticking out called Campana Tower behind me that offers a pretty nice view around sunset time. I can't get over how ridiculous this view is. There's the sun setting on the mountains on one side. There's bigger mountains on this side. There's this moat behind me separating the town from everything else. And then there's the old town on the other side. This is pretty damn cool. The really funny part is that I haven't seen half of these places that I'm seeing today before. And I was actually in Kotor for a few days back in 2018, but I think I was just partying the whole time. I'd never climbed on top of this tower, but I recognized this club on the stairway to this tower where I'd partied 2 nights in a row last time I was here. Okay, another huge thing about Kotor is that there are fucking cats everywhere. So many cats that they even have a museum for cats. Hello, kitty. right now I'm in Perast, Montenegro, which is another cute little coastal town only about 10 kilometers away from Kotor. You usually can take a bus, but I couldn't find one, so I had to get a taxi to get here. And this place is like a vacation spot for locals from the Balkans, from what it seems. You can see people going for a swim, reading a book, riding their yacht, if they're rich enough to own a yacht. But I'm here because this is my favorite kayaking spot in the Balkans, if not one of my favorite kayaking spots in the world. I was here 3 years ago, but never made a video of that, so I'm coming back here to redo it this time. Finally out kayaking, and I can't really talk much. This is such a sick view. The little last bits of sunlight on top of the mountains is really cool, but this also means I need to hurry up before it gets dark. Okay, I definitely still can't get over how pretty those mountains look behind me. But this is the coolest part of the canoeing adventure. You can come to this little island. There's actually 2 islands, one back there. In the middle of this little bay, you can kayak here. You can definitely take a speedboat here, but kayaking is a lot more fun and wild in my opinion. And the legend of these 2 islands goes that whenever seamen used to return from a voyage, a successful one, they would throw rocks here in the middle of this sort of like inlet, and eventually it became an island. There's still like a local festival every year when people come and throw more rocks at these islets to make them bigger, I guess. I gotta head back on because it's getting kind of dark, and canoeing in the dark is not fun, and I also paid for this thing for 1 hour only. Found a really cool beach bar, so I'm gonna have a beer and call it a day. Okay, so this is day 3, and this one's gonna be a little bit spontaneous, but I'm going to this fortress on top of a mountain for a barbecue with my hostel. Let's see how this goes. Yeah. Wow, what a setup. It's so bad. So right now we're at what used to be a Austro-Hungarian fortress on top of the hill, and we're gonna have a barbecue at the very top. So this should be fun. This place is also full of bats everywhere, so if that's not your thing, stay away. Are you very impressed?
Yeah.
This is Kotor's annual manliness competition that's happening behind me. We have contestants from Ireland, Brazil, and Montenegro. So as you can probably tell, there's a big barbecue party going on behind me. But I just have to say, this is the coolest sunset I've seen in the Balkans in my life, in the 5 or 6 months I've been in the Balkans at least. It's really cool. Last day, and I just got a PCR test, so as long as that comes negative, I should be heading over to Bosnia tonight. But I want to finish off this vlog with a story from when the first time I was here. In 2018, I came here, and like this time, I was at this bar called Letrika behind me every single night. And then one day, I was sitting right there by the stairs, and there was a couple of Swedish people at our hostel, and one of them was really drunk for some reason. I mean, we're all drinking, but This guy was super drunk. At one point, we're all just sitting outside, and he was drinking beer that he got from a grocery store, which is what we're all doing because it's cheaper there than it is at the bar, and it's totally legal to do that over here. He just threw his beer can into that window on the top, straight into the room, for no reason at all. He's not a violent person. And the glass just smashed in there, and the bouncers came running after him and almost beat him up. And I thought this was the biggest idiot I've seen in my life. And then this guy ended up being one of my closest friends. I went to visit him in Stockholm the next year, in 2019, for a week. Him and a couple other people I met over the years. Ended up staying 4 weeks. I think it crashed at his place a bunch of times. At one point, he just went to Poland and left his apartment keys with me. We're great friends now, and we've been texting the whole time, and he's probably gonna watch this. That's the essence of what I love about travel, meeting crazy people and then becoming friends with them. I'll quote this Netflix show that I was watching recently. The best part about travel is probably the friends you make when you're away from home. That's it for this one. Don't forget to like if you like the video and subscribe if you want to see more, and follow me on Instagram for more real-time updates. I'll catch you guys hopefully from the next vlog in somewhere in Bosnia.